What is up, my fellow ninjas? Greenninjatale here, and today I'm here with my twin brother, VinnyTube.
What's up?
So yeah, guys. Yes, we are twins. Yeah. He actually had four surgeries. You don't need to show him.
Yeah.
He actually had like 4 heart surgeries, so that's why I'm like taller than him, and we're both the same age, but he's shorter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, anyways, we don't need to get this. Today, guys, we'll be reacting to Game Theory. We were right all along. FNAF Ultimate Custom Night. So this just came out around today.
Right. It's on Cuphead.
Do it. It's a really wrong reaction. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. So yeah, guys, the original video is in the link in the description. His channel is gonna be in the link in the description as well.
Yep.
So yeah, guys, and make sure you go subscribe to the Game Theorist if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's begin.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, clickety clack. We are back. Toy Matt Pat's high school years.
What the heck?
Dear Diary, yesterday was so amazing.
Why,
And that's
Matt
such
Pat,
a wonderful
why?
guy.
Why, Matt
and I
Pat?
know just how to get him. He'll be
God,
mine
who
by
is
the
it?
end of the day. I just know it. I'll tell him that I've solved the lore of his games
it?
and constructed
Oh my God,
a
Scott.
timeline. And once he's there,
Oh,
I'll
God.
have him. And once I have him,
Scott,
he'll be
why?
mine forever.
Why, Matt Pat?
There's only one thing that could possibly go wrong.
What?
Oh, that's dark.
Oh.
How can Mangle be walking around in FNAF 2 before all the animatronics are possessed? How can Springtrap be experimenting with Remnant when he's sealed in a wall?
Yeah.
Answer me! I don't know. That's exactly what I worried might go wrong. No!
Oh no, not the fan.
Not the fan. Game Theory.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory. Getting burned by hippos.
Hey,
since
move up right here.
2018.
Not every
There you go.
story has to have significance, you know? Sometimes, sometimes a story
hate
is just
Mr.
a
Hippo.
story. You try to read into every little
Yeah,
thing.
me too, Mr.
Find
Hippo.
meaning in everything anyone says. You'll just drive yourself crazy.
Kinda harsh there, Scott. Speaking of stories, last FNAF Theory, I was at the lowest of lows. The survival logbook
Yep, he
threw
was.
a lot of weird curveballs into the lore that I don't think anyone was really expecting. Reveals like Michael Afton being the bite victim were interesting, but also really difficult to explain away. And that's where things sat until now. With both the release of the final FNAF book, The Fourth Closet, and what seems to be the final FNAF game, Super FNAF Brothers Ultimate. They're all
What?
here. And now, with both these releases, we're finally in a position to see all the puzzle pieces we're working with, which means one last examination of the franchise from top to bottom, starting with Custom Night this week, and then next week stepping back and looking across the entire timeline to see if we can wrap things up in a neat blood-soaked bow now that we can see all the events and key players. So step through the curtain, Funtime Foxy, because the show's about to start. It's time for me to pull a Candy Cadet and tell you a story.
That's
a story
scary.
of anger that
Yeah.
never dies. A story
me
of
nightmares.
never-ending suffering. And I'm not just talking about me trying to write these theories. Today, I tell you
not
the
Matt
story
Pat's
of how
theories.
Ultimate Custom Night
Oh!
ends the FNAF franchise in the same place where it all began. As soon as you start playing Custom Night, you can tell that Scott's up to his usual tricks. Yeah, that. But beyond being gaming's biggest troll, I mean, Scott has clearly taken a game that most of us assumed was just a fun little add-on to capstone the series and has used it to deliver a full-on 100% canon addition to the franchise, complete with huge lore reveals mostly hidden in character dialogue once you die, which is pretty nice considering you die a lot in this game. A lot.
Yep, actually, guys, I actually have 6,000 points now in the Ultimate 200 points in the Ultimate Custom Night.
Yeah, if you wanna and watch my let's
Yeah,
play
watch his Ultimate Custom Night video.
It's trash.
What?
Why?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, I totally let Night Marion kill me at 3 a.m. on purpose. I just really wanted to see what she would say in this case. What, you guys don't believe me? Seriously, I'm good at this game. I did it for the lore. I did it for the lore. Through these death lines, we can immediately start piecing together what exactly is going on here. The first set of lines reveals that we're powerless to escape.
You and I will be making music together for a long, long time. This is a nightmare that you want to wake from.
Seeing you powerless is playing music to me.
More voice lines indicate that not only are we trapped here for all eternity, we also can't die. Or maybe more accurately, we can die just over and over.
Yeah, I
and
believe
over
that as
again.
well.
What a gift
Yeah, me too.
to relish.
Yeah.
A victim that can't perish. Let's steady stiff.
You won't get tired of dying, will you?
By the way, for those of you who don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of every element of this franchise, that Toy Chica line is actually a fun little callback to one of my favorite moments in the franchise. Foxy Fighters, update 1.2 for FNAF World.
You won't get tired of my
I hated
So
her.
anyway, our character
Yeah,
here is kind of screwed, trapped for eternity in a never-ending cycle
I hate
of
the
torment
rainbow
and death.
too.
It should be
Nightmares.
pretty obvious what's going on here, but I think Jacko Chica really sums up the situation best.
That's interesting.
That's right.
That's an
We're
interesting
trapped
voice line,
in
right?
heck. H-E double hockey sticks. Or toothpicks, like my family always said, since we valued proper capitalization. And from there, it's just a hop, skip, and a karmic jump away from who we're playing as. None other than Springtrap himself, William Afton.
Yeah,
Not
I
only
believe
does
that
a
as
one-way
well.
ticket to hell follow up on the advice Henry gave us from FNAF 6.
Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend.
But more voice lines in Custom Night confirm our relationship to each of these characters.
We know who our friends are, and you are not one of them.
This is a callback to FNAF 4's We're Still Your Friends, Do You Still Believe That? But twisted on its head. If our character were someone like, say, Michael Afton, aka the Crying Child, aka another character who can't die, well then Fredbear wouldn't single us out as not his friend. He's not an enemy to Michael because Michael never did anything to hurt him.
I get the fearful reflections of what you have created.
William Afton killed Henry's daughter, who goes on to become the puppet. Nightmare on here is the dark reflection of the puppet, thereby confirming that we're playing as William Afton. Even Ballora offers some clues that we're playing as William.
Admit it. You wanted to let me in.
Ballora's song and sister location was all about William hiding behind walls in the aftermath of his child's death, which left an empty room and an empty tomb
That's
in his-
interesting.
Hold on. Oh, wow. I never know that. Wow, that's interesting, Matt Pat. Good job. You actually blew my mind there. I did not know that until now. Wow.
life.
All I see is an empty room. No more joy, an empty tomb.
He shut everyone else out, but now that we're in William's personal hell, she's able to call him out for all his hidden feelings. William wanted to let the woman that Ballora represents in, but he just couldn't do it thanks to his greed.
The
Hence her
wife.
calling him out for his real desires. You wanted to let me in. So we're a murderer trapped in a personal hell of our own creation,
Watch the
forced to
video.
deal with the sins of our past for all eternity. Sound familiar? It should. It was my first ever FNAF theory. No joke. Way back in
Oh,
episode 1 of the
yeah.
FNAF series,
Right.
I
Hold on.
predicted it was a game about someone trapped in purgatory, tormented by their crimes for all eternity. Granted, the series had only just begun and the theory
I
tied
remember
everything back
that.
to a real-life string of murders, but it's
Yeah, that makes
actually
sense
really
now.
awesome to think that we've come full circle. That, from a theory standpoint at least, these videos have circled back around to where it all began. It's poetic. A beautiful, horrific, child-murdery bookend of a story. So thanks, Scott. I have no doubt that you structured your franchise's final send-off that way just so I could have an I told you so moment at the very end after years of getting thwarted by your twisting story. It's very
What's in
nice
the box?
of you to
Come
throw me a
on.
bone. Might as well call me Mangle. More on that next week.
Oh, we
but
already
of course,
know.
it wouldn't be FNAF
My
if
par-
things
probably-
were just that simple.
Yeah.
No, it's not good enough for William to be held in a perpetual state of agony. There's something keeping us here. Looking through all the voice lines, there's one other entity that's mentioned over and over again. The
I hate
one
that
you
kid.
should not
It's so
have killed.
creepy.
I am remade, but not by you, by the one you should not have killed.
Oh. So, what my thing of that, of Nightmare Freddy's voice line, is, so, we all know William Afton made them to scare Michael. Watch Dawko's video. Watch Dawko's, Michael video.
Yeah.
So, William Afton created the nightmares, okay? And they were created in the Ultimate Custom Night by the one you should not have killed, which was Golden Freddy. Boom. Boom.
Excuse me, what? The one I shouldn't have killed? You mean Voldemort? Oh, sorry. Got him confused with Hugh Must Not Be Named. But seriously, the one I shouldn't have killed in a franchise piled high with underage bodies. Okay, yeah, sure. All those other kids, nah, they deserved it. But that one right there, yep, shouldn't have touched him. Now you're damned for all eternity. Sucks to be you. Anyway, this is the big mystery of the game. Who are they talking about? Well, by picking apart clues from all sorts of different locations, we can start piecing together who this one who must stay vague for lore purposes actually is. First, from the rest of the voice lines, we can identify that this character is a male.
I have seen him, the one you shouldn't have killed. He's here and always lucky, the one you shouldn't have killed.
Notice how both of them use the pronouns he and him. We also know that this guy specifically has a vendetta against us. To understand that, we have to turn our attention to the true stars of Ultimate Custom Night, the mediocre melodies.
Oh, poor
Question,
Freddy.
This crew of duct-crawling rejects steal the spotlight in Ultimate Custom Night. Going from WTF are these guys doing here in FNAF 6 to break out meme stars in Custom Night, Orville Elephant and the gang not only provide important life lessons.
He proceeded to pour me a glass of just ice-cold lemonade. Ooh, you ever mix it with iced tea? You do like a little half lemonade, half... Ooh, it's so... You should try it some. Well, you can't because you're dead.
They also deliver on huge lore reveals. For the most part, their lines are pretty disposable, but very rarely you'll get a line from them that feels just a bit out of character.
We've only just begun. I will never let you leave. I will never let you rest. With you, ninja skill.
And if you listen closely, you'll hear a female voice echoing back what they're saying, almost as if they're puppets under someone else's control.
This is how it feels, and you get to experience it over and over and over again, forever. I will never let you leave.
You can hear Baby in the background of
Now,
Ned
this
Bear.
voice could be Baby.
Can you?
Not only does she sound similar,
I guess you forgot about me.
but a clue may also come from the merch. The Funko action figurines of the characters from FNAF 6 all contain one piece of scrap baby. Collect all the figurines, collect all the pieces to form the character. Which might seem like just a random detail until you consider that they did the same thing with every character in Sister Location, who would then go on to form Ennard. Each one contained a piece that helped to create what would eventually form the larger whole. Just like Ennard himself, a bunch of the other animatronics all rolled into one entity. This is especially important when you consider that a key reveal from the final FNAF novel, The Fourth Closet, is that William Afton created the living Sister Location Funtime animatronics by extracting remnant from a melted conglomeration of all the OG animatronics and injecting the new robots with it. Thus, all the new robots
that's
were
interesting.
alive and sharing a piece of the same set of souls. Just like if the pieces of Baby/Ennard had been repurposed to form Happy Frog and her friends. That's why Baby's voice would be heard across all of them. Does that make sense? Good. Now throw it
that
away,
makes
because
so
there's
much sense.
another
Good job, my
explanation
pet.
here. That this is the voice of the one you should not have killed. As you can tell at this point, Ultimate Custom Night had a huge amount of voice acting. And the nice thing about voice acting is that you need to hire, actors, which means job postings. So of course, for this game, Scott needed to make a ton of casting calls on the site voices.com, all identifying the roles that the actors would be playing. Some of the roles were obvious: Nightmare Balloon Boy, Pig Patch, Withered Chica, etc., etc. All characters that we're familiar with. Other casting calls, though, were a bit more vague. Monster, Character in Whisper, Little Girl, Annoying Girl, Vengeful Spirit. Now, if you track all of the job postings, you can actually identify every single role by who plays them. Monster is Jacko Chica. Character in Whisper is Trash in the Gang. Little Girl is the puppet. Annoying Girl is Dee Dee. Scott kept them vague so as not to ruin any surprises. You can actually identify each and every role, except for one. Vengeful Spirit, played by Tabitha Skanes. It's the only one that doesn't match up to any explicit character in the game. But we know for a fact it exists, since Scott himself left Tabitha an excellent review. 5 stars! Well done, Tabitha. So what is the Vengeful Spirit? Well, according to the casting call, quote, "This is for the voice of a young child who speaks in a whisper from the shadows." That sounds a lot like the voice that's whispering in the background of our merry band of rejects. This child is in control and is toying with the player, who's helpless to change their situation or prevent their inevitable end. Yeah, well, being trapped in HE double hockey sticks will do that to ya. The gender should not be immediately clear. It should work as either a young boy or a young girl. And you're welcome to do readings leaning one way or another. Ding, 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 ladies and gentlemen, we have our winner. A puppeteer that's manipulating things from the shadows. A spirit who's out for revenge. A spirit who just so happens to occasionally show its face during game over screens. Yes, that creepy image of a face that's been haunting thumbnails of Ultimate Custom Night, that is the face of our vengeful spirit. A spirit who, based on its last line, has an axe to grind and intends to enact revenge by keeping us tormented for all eternity.
He tried to release you. He tried to release us. But I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here. I will keep you here, no matter how many times they burn us.
He tried to release you, but I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here? Yikes! Somebody's gotta get themselves a new hobby. But this is an important line, since by now many of you have probably seen the Old Man Consequences Easter egg. If you set the character Old Man Consequences to level 1 difficulty and then complete his minigame, you get taken through a glitch to Old Man Consequences Pond. A character from FNAF World who encourages the spirit to, quote, leave the demon to his demons. Rest your own soul. There's nothing else. He's encouraging the angry spirit to finally rest, to give it up, to move on, instead of just chasing down the demon, William Afton, and spending eternity enacting revenge. But that all leads to the question, who is this vengeful spirit? The one William should not have killed? Well, it's Golden Freddy. For proof, look no further than the final cutscene of the game. If you manage to get the nearly impossible score of 9,800, 49 animatronics at full difficulty, you see Golden Freddy in his FNAF 1 form twitching.
Oh yeah.
He's twitching just like Springtrap did in the trailers to FNAF 3. Someone else who refused to give up, to pass on. Someone who always comes back. And just to dispel any confusion here, Golden Freddy isn't the crying child. This confirms it. Golden Freddy is actually a victim that we've never actually seen outside of the FNAF 3 minigames, nor will ever see outside of that face in the vent. But more on that next video, that final timeline episode I got cooking up. If you want to make sure that you see it, hit subscribe now, that way you don't miss it, because seriously, that is the one that wraps everything up. If there was ever a time to subscribe, now is that time. But anyway, Golden Freddy is the soul that's still trapped. One that refuses to let go of his hate, his rage. We even hear it in his line. He tried to release us, but I'm not gonna let that happen, no matter how many times they burn us. In FNAF 3, the puppet tried to release everyone through the Happiest Day minigame. Fazbear Fright was burned down in an attempt to cleanse Freddy's. Pizzeria Simulator was burned to the ground. None of it has worked. The spirit of revenge is and always will be there until he chooses to let go. That's why he's still twitching as he fades into the darkness. That's why his eyes are still white as he disappears. He is choosing to remain here, to continue tormenting William, to ignore Old Man Consequences, encouraging him to move on to the next life. You know, this might be what Scott truly meant when he said that 50-20 mode in this game was impossible. Not just that it would be unbelievably difficult to overcome, which, let's face it, it is, but that there's no victory here. That no matter how good of a player you are, there is no winning this game because there is no escape. That even if you play it perfectly, William is trapped, and there is no happy ending for Golden Freddy. In fact, you playing the game is continuing Golden Freddy's cycle of revenge. Old Man Consequences' message might be for Golden Freddy. Absolutely, rest your soul. There is nothing else, but it's also probably directed at us. I mean, we play and play and play this game for hours upon hours upon hours, achieving higher and higher and higher stats in a game that's incredibly difficult, and what do we get from it? A cutscene that's kind of underwhelming, actually. Perhaps Old Man Consequences' message was for Golden Freddy, sure, but also for us. Rest your own soul. There is nothing else. There is no deeper ending here. There is no satisfaction. This is it. And by choosing to play, we keep William's cycle of torment alive. We are literally Golden Freddy forcing William through this over and over and over again, refusing to move on, refusing to accept that there is nothing else. It's perhaps the most satisfying, unsatisfying conclusion in all of gaming. And as far as your gameplay affecting character decisions, well, it doesn't get any more seamless than that. In the end, the truth is as plain as day. You are Golden Freddy. Next week, the grand conclusion as I break down literally everything else in this game and all the other games and the books as we try to piece together one mega final timeline. I told Stephanie the other day that I was reworking the FNAF timeline. She's like, what is this, like the 80th time? And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. So place your bets now as to where you think the events are going to fall. Make sure you subscribe so you're notified of the new video. And most importantly of all, remember, that's just a theory.
Waluigi, really? Really?
A game theory. Thanks for proving me right for a change, Scott.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, so anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reaction, but I need to tell you something, guys. So, when MatPat said about the FNAF 4 child not being Golden Freddy, he is actually. So, if you watched Darko's latest video, go watch it. So, anyways, so what he said was the crying child was Golden Freddy. We were playing as Michael Afton in FNAF 4 because William's getting revenge on his older son, Michael Afton. So that's why he created the FNAF 4 animatronics, so to haunt him. And so the one he should not killed was his own son. The reason why is because I put you back together. That was William Afton. Yes, that was William Afton all along. So, William Afton No, sorry, not William Afton, I'm sorry. Golden Freddy was the FNAF 4 crying child. Right. So, the one he should not have killed was the FNAF 4 crying child, which he probably, when he was in a coma after the bite, he took his own child and tried to put him back together, like an animatronic suit, but it made his soul all glitchy, and that's what he made him messed up. And that's why the FNAF 4 child is so angry at his father for, for not letting him be at peace. Yes, that's right. So, MatPat, watch this video, please. And watch to the end to this, please. Please watch this. Please. Please.
Please.
Okay, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. This was my brother, VinnyTube.
Sup?
And
what?
You already said sup. Anyways, so, yeah, guys, I hope you liked this video. This is really interesting. And yeah, guys, leave a like in the video, subscribe, comment down what video do you want me to react next, and subscribe to VinnyTube's channel. The link will be in the description, and I'll see you ninjas later. Peace out, guys.